Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're back with another Stargate SG-1 episode. I know it's been a while, looking forward to getting back into it. This episode is called Message in a Bottle. I believe the last episode was Thor's Hammer. That was an absolutely brilliant episode. Yeah, let me just check that. Thor's Chariot, sorry. I'm thinking Thor's Hammer? No, that's not it. That's not the right one. Thor's Chariot. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this episode. The full uncut unedited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below, as well as my social media accounts. So without further ado, let's just get straight on into this episode. The moon. Or at least a celestial body that looks like the moon.
Anybody home? Jack, it may as well be the moon out here. If there ever was anybody home, they've been gone 100,000 years or more.
That's a long time.
This world is most definitely Tarlac.
Although, in the grand scheme of the universe, not very long at all.
Picked up an EM source coming from something.
I guess. He will sometimes leave behind the means to destroy the Conqueror.
You think it might be a booby trap?
Booby. I don't think we're talking about the gold here. I mean, whoever the civilization was, they went to
No.
great pains to leave
The
this artifact
Gould
behind.
are a very
Like
petty
a
race.
message in a bottle. You buying this deal? The benefit may outweigh the risk.
Earth could sure use a power source that lasts for thousands of years.
As long as it's green,
Pack it up.
that would be pretty good.
Yes, sir.
I'd probably take it back as well. Oh shit.
Therefore, no need to bring along an archaeologist.
It does not wish to be removed.
Oh, that's too damn bad.
Ah, jeez. Jeez.
No change.
Sir, it just absorbed the energy.
This weapon is ineffective. I shall try another.
No! Sir, that staff energy had to have gone somewhere. We could be feeding it what it wants for all we know.
I want a cutting torch down there.
If it's made of the same non-terrestrial alloys as the shell on the orbit self, then it is several hundred times stronger than steel.
Several hundred? Jeez.
Colonel O'Neill, this is going to take some time.
Jeez, what's with that look towards Carter? It's a bit of a... yeah, not a very nice look.
I don't really
to
give a
that.
damn what Colonel Mayborn has to say on the subject. I've made my decision. Unless I'm ordered to do it.
You have a very high fever. It's being caused by an infection. I'm going to give you a broad spectrum antibiotic to help fight it.
The artifact's internal temperature just leveled off.
All right.
Never make assumptions in this sort of field of expertise. You do sort of need to make assumptions about wormhole physics, but...
seem to have slowed its progress.
Why is that amazing?
And bringing up the UV lights for now.
oh, that's cool.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is really cool. So, this virus, or whatever it is infecting concrete?
This is an even bigger problem than we thought.
Captain Carter? What's happening to me?
Oh, jeez. That is just... If I saw that on myself, I'd be freaking out.
This organism can eat through virtually any substance, even concrete.
This entire complex is made of concrete.
Worse than that, we've already determined that it's got a taste for the base wiring, which means that it's going to affect, or rather infect, our computers and communication. I thought of that, but to where? There's no guarantee that we can stop the organism from coming through the gate alone.
Very well.
That's a pity.
You're a good man, my friend. As are you.
I like this. I like that a lot.
Sir? Just about through here. It's moving!
Oh, jeez.
It will not allow us to free you, O'Neill.
The pain that would cause. And the fear you can see in O'Neill's... Richard's doing a brilliant job. You know, the fear.
Tell you what, Lieutenant. She has to come down in a couple of hours for her booster, so I'll make sure I send her over.
What's he doing?
Teal'c is trying to stop the spread of the organism at the source.
Tell him to stop.
Why? It seems to be working.
Only because the fire is temporarily consuming the oxygen in the room. It feeds on energy. Sir, I'm asking you to trust me.
Well, she's pretty good at what she does, so trusting her is important.
We're going to try another approach.
Okay. The organism needs oxygen to reproduce. Now, since we're on internal power and life support, we can adjust the CO2 scrubbers and lower the oxygen.
I screwed up. I also believed we should retrieve the object.
It was my decision.
Where to meet the challenge
Oh, crap.
and further your race. Risks must be taken.
That's true.
Your decision was correct.
But we need to put in, you know, better safety protocols to
Your idea seems to be
mitigate the risks.
Yeah, slowed the progress of the organism by almost 9.
Not once have we stopped to listen.
How do we do that?
We let it grow.
What?
We increase the oxygen levels even higher than normal. We hit it with another staff weapon blast. We let it do what it's been trying to do.
The exact opposite of the advice you've been giving me up to now. Which is it, Captain?
General, sir,
I can
we
understand
both know what will happen if we don't try.
General Hammond's frustration.
Dr. Frazier says the organism bonds together in chains. Sir, I don't know if what we're about to try is a good idea or not. But you have a right to know. You might not survive it.
Through the Stargate.
So it was written on the orb. Once exposed to the atmosphere of a living world, we went forth.
And multiplied.
So it was written.
So it's a bit like a parasite.
We cannot go back.
And we cannot allow.
He wishes to live. But what of us?
They have the mentality of the stronger has the right to live.
It's primordial. Lots of oxygen and sunlight, like this world was 250 million years ago.
G881 as soon as they're up.
Yes, sir.
Auto self-destructing. 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Chevron 1 engaged.
That's a scene from a movie. So Stargate's pretty bright, right? When active.
30 seconds.
Love the way you can see through on this side. That's a cool
20
effect.
seconds. 10, 9,
Oh, that has gotta hurt your back. Falling down like that.
3, 2, 1.
Auto-destruct is aborted.
Auto self-destruct aborted.
Talk about the last moment. Okay, so that was Stargate SG-1 Message in a Bottle. Really enjoyed that episode. Probably give it a strong 7, high 7 I'd say. Is it worth an 8? No, I don't think so. I don't think it quite meets that level, but certainly a 7. Had a lot of interesting, things about Jack and Tilk, sort of really defining their friendship and how strong their bond is. Trying to survive an infection within the base again, so that's sort of like, I think it was the 4th episode of season 1 that they looked at a similar sort of thing with people getting infected. Wasn't a fan of the doctor trying to get medicine in, or, General Hammond saying, let's just flee to another world, and the infection. It's very much like they felt, oh well, we can just infect another world, or, lockdowns exist for a reason. Nobody is above them. They're there to protect the general population, just like that self-destruct was. But yeah, thinking, is there anything else? The planet they went on, very much like a moon planet, probably had either no atmosphere from the look of it. Whether the planet had a magnetic field or not, well, who knows. But it's interesting. I mean, it's a bit like Mars. Mars lost its atmosphere a long time ago. It still has one, just not strong. And Mars doesn't have a magnetic field either. And let's just break this down anyway. They start off here on this moon-like planet. They find this round orb, and yeah, they discussing whether it's safe to take it with them. They decide, we find that it's about 100,000 years old, I think. Here they come back to Stargate SG-1, Stargate SG. They come back to Stargate Command. Then Daniel and Sam are doing research on it. And they're given 24 hours working on it. We find out that Graham, I think his name is, has a bit of a crush on Sam. Be interesting to see if we see anything develop there. Then we find that this orb is very much not really a message in a bottle per se. It's something, or time capsule, I think they said. Wasn't really a time capsule. Then Jack gets hit by several things that come out, digging their way into the wall. Tilt fires a staff weapon at that, which seemed a bit reckless to me, because there's certainly no way to tell how much energy would literally be transferred into the kernel. It's like almost something being struck by lightning and then that bit of that charge being transferred into you. Then basically the general orders a lockdown. What's his name? He's a sergeant, isn't he? I've forgotten his name. But he's trying to cut through the thing. We find out that the virus is slightly radioactive and a bit like flesh-eating disease, I think they said. They then use UV lights to detect the radioactivity within to see what's being transferred. Then we find out that the infection is literally being transferred across people on the base. The Dr. Fraser is giving him some sort of antibiotics that is slowing down the infection, but that Graham guy, forgive me if I'm getting any of the names wrong, is allergic to that, so she wants to get medicine from outside, but that's a no-go. They're in lockdown. Unfortunately, Graham could have died, and that would have been a very unfortunate thing, but sometimes to protect the rest of the population, you need to have some acceptance. General rejects the idea, says, oh, we could maybe go to another planet. Not a good idea, just infect that world too. And eventually would die. Tilk makes a joke here. Then when they finish almost cutting through it, it just goes further deeper into the wall. Doing research, the computers get infected, sort of discovered that it can't live without oxygen. And then the auto-destruct enables as part of the protocol. Carter realizes that, this is going to feed it enough energy to literally travel across the world. Then Carter and Graham are talking. I feel like this would have a lot more impact if we would have had more Graham pre this. I don't think we have. Daniel realizes the orb is trying to communicate. Carter then says, basically, let's give it everything it wants to see if it can talk through the kernel. Then they have a conversation very much about, both trying to say both have a right to live. And sort of both of them putting forward their argument for being able to survive. Then Daniel suggests a planet for them to go to, and yeah, the controlled Jack sends it through the Stargate, and then they end the episode off with Jack being fine and the self-destruct disabled. Okay, so that was Message in a Bottle for Stargate SG-1. A reasonably good episode, nothing too spectacular. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to be said that I've already said about that episode. If you want to catch the full uncut unedited reaction, you can head over to Patreon and access it over there. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.